Hi, I'm Renee Santz, and I have a knack for art and architecture. Come on, let's take a look at this place. It took over 20 years and 20,000 skilled workers from across the Mughal Empire to build the Taj Mahal. No expense was spared to create this architectural wonder, which uses diamonds, opals, sapphires, gold, and silver in its design. I guess you could say it really is a national treasure. Like everything else about the Taj Mahal, its location was an artistic decision. The emperor planned to view his wife's monument from the nearby Agra fort, but sadly, the emperor was imprisoned by his own son before the Taj Mahal was complete. He could see the tomb only through a mirror set inside a marble pillar. As you can see, the entry gate to the Taj Mahal is outstanding. I mean, it stands out from the surrounding wall and is guarded by two magnificent towers. The gateway itself is made of red sandstone, but its original silver fittings were stolen and later replaced with bronze that can still be seen today. The identity of the Taj Mahal's architect has been lost in time, but it's likely that the emperor himself oversaw the construction. The structure reveals a harmony of Indian and Persian elements, as Hindu craftsmen worked together with Muslim designers and engineers to turn the emperor's vision into reality. The Taj Mahal is a love poem made out of solid white marble. It was built in 1630 by the Emperor Shah Jahan in honor of his wife, who never left his side in all their married life. Receiving a premonition of her own death, the Empress asked her husband to build her the most beautiful tomb the world had ever seen. The devoted emperor spent the next 22 years creating this exquisite resting place near the city of Agra. Bye!
Herzlich willkommen zu deiner Reise. In Österreich erklingen die Berge voller Musik.
Hey there! Any tour guide worth her salt knows about Salzburg. Let me show you around. The royal Habsburg family controlled Austria and most of Europe during the 15th century. Once a sprawling empire, Austria has remained a center of culture, especially classical music. This Alpine nation has spawned a string of musical geniuses, including Mozart and Strauss. In 1614, a Salzburg cathedral burned to the ground, and this newer cathedral was built on the same spot to replace it. Architect Santino Solari enhanced its Baroque style by combining it with earlier Roman designs. As you can see, the result may be partly Baroque, but it still works. Smaller buildings have stood on Mönchberg Hill in Salzburg since Roman times. But this one, the Hohensalzburg Fortress, is one of the largest and best preserved in Europe. It was started in the 11th century by German builders and took 600 years to complete. Now it sits like a crown of stone above the city of Salzburg. People have lived in the Salzburg area since 4000 BC, and a town has stood here since 45 AD. The heart of this Austrian capital is here in the Residenzplatz, built around 1600 in the Baroque style by the archbishops who ruled the city like kings. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart composed some of the greatest pieces of classical music in the world. Born in Salzburg in 1756, Mozart began writing music when he was only 5 years old. Although he achieved fame in his lifetime, he died in poverty. A statue in Salzburg honors his memory, and his house can still be visited today. Bye!
El vuelo 916 está a punto de salir para España. Que disfrute del vuelo.
¿Cómo está usted? Let's bustle about in Barcelona's Park Güell. Antonio Gaudí was born in 1852 and became an architect, a man after my own heart. He experimented with unique, fantastical designs and is famous for mosaics like these, made of multicolored tile scraps and broken china plates. Barcelona has a reputation for being cosmopolitan and progressive, in part because of Antonio Gaudí's unique creations, like the ones around here. However, the most important of his creations is the Sagrada Familia Cathedral. Although unfinished, its towering organic structure makes it one of the 20th century's greatest architectural achievements. You should go visit it sometime. Antonio Gaudí used natural forms that fit the surrounding landscape. He designed Park Güell to fit into the hill on which it was built. Notice how the columns look like tree trunks and fountains are shaped like dragons. But Gaudí's designs are more than just artistic. His famous tiled mosaics are also waterproof. When a wealthy patron asked Antonio Gaudí to create a suburban garden village, the architect created this amazing community known as Park Güell. Although the park was a financial failure, it has become a monument to Gaudí's artistic genius. Bye! Good call. I can definitely cope with giving you a tour of Copenhagen. The area known as Tivoli Gardens was built in 1843, just outside the city of Copenhagen. Although it's called a garden, there's a lot more than flowers blooming there. Thousands of lights illuminate restaurants, jazz bands, a roller coaster, and my favorite, the Sealand Symphony Orchestra. Copenhagen means merchant's port. This capital city of Denmark has stood for 800 years, and it's been an important commercial port for centuries. One of Hans Christian Andersen's most famous fairy tales is the story of the Little Mermaid, who falls in love with a human prince and risks everything to meet him. This beautiful statue of the Little Mermaid was made in 1913 and is one of Copenhagen's best-loved landmarks. Denmark's royal family is the oldest monarchy in Europe and dates back to the Viking kings who prowled the coastlines of Europe. Now the reigning monarch uses the royal yacht, which you can see in the distance, for more relaxing voyages, sailing along the Danish coast during the warm summer months. Bye!
Guten Abend. Flug 324 landet jetzt in Deutschland.
Guten Tag. Let's say hi to Heidelberg. Heidelberg is the oldest university town in Europe, dating back to 1386. But people have lived here far longer. The remains of the Heidelberg man discovered near the city are said to be 600,000 years old. It sure took him a long time to graduate. Built on a hill overlooking the city, the Schloss, or castle here in Heidelberg, is a triumph of German architecture. Its decorative facade reveals a taste for intricate architectural design. The interior reveals another kind of taste altogether. The castle contains the largest wine barrel in the world. Located in the center of Europe, Germany has also been a center of conflict and commerce. In 1871, a patchwork of independent states united under Prussian leadership to become a powerful country. Germany was defeated in 2 world wars and divided after World War II. Reunification allowed poverty-stricken East Germany to join with West Germany, one of the world's economic giants. The Neckar River flows out of narrow wooded valleys and across the upper Rhine plain before joining the Rhine River. On its journey, it passes through here beneath one of Heidelberg's landmarks, the magnificent Old Bridge. Bye! Hello, my head is full of facts about Istanbul. Let's go. The Faith Mehmet Bridge is the link that joins 2 continents. The bridge was built in 1988 and spans the Bosporus Strait to link the 2 halves of Istanbul, the only city that lies in 2 continents, Europe and Asia. Off in the distance, you can see Galata Tower. It may look small from here, but it's actually 240 feet high and used to be even taller. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks conquered the city and shortened the tower by 22 feet. These 2 minarets rising above a huge domed roof mark the site of the new mosque. The new mosque is one of Istanbul's most famous landmarks and contains the royal pavilion where the Turkish Sultan stayed when they came to pray at the mosque. This great city was originally known as Constantinople, named after Constantine the Great, the Roman emperor who founded the city in 324 AD. Constantinople was the capital of the Byzantine Empire and flourished for nearly 1,000 years until it became the focus of fierce battles between Christian and Muslim armies. Finally, the Ottoman Turks captured the city for good in 1453 and renamed it Istanbul. Off in the distance, you can see one of the architectural marvels of the world, the Blue Mosque, the only mosque in the world with 6 minarets. A minaret is a tower from which a Muslim crier summons the faithful to prayer. The Hagia Sophia is the most magnificent example of Byzantine architecture ever constructed. Originally, the building was the Christian church of the Byzantine Empire, but when the Ottoman Turks conquered Istanbul, the building was used as a mosque. Today, the Hagia Sophia serves as a museum. This collection of elegant structures is the palace of the Ottoman sultans, who ruled Turkey from the 15th to the 19th century. The nomadic origins of the Ottoman warriors are reflected in the palace's design, which includes many unconnected buildings. Bye!